Rappin' podcast with a purpose. I am not Chris Cooper, but I am here with my brothers Alex Cooper and my twin brother Lizzo. But as I said, I am not Chris Cooper. He is currently away on assignment, and he shall return sometime in the future. But I am.
The king is dead. Long live the new king.
Well, I guess you're the new king. But please allow me to introduce myself. Okay.
The face reveal.
Gags are the lifeblood of podcast. And the Ben Cooper, a.k.a. the Benferno, a.k.a. Coop, a.k.a. Benjamin, a.k.a. the Friendly Furry, a.k.a. Banjo Man, a.k.a. Mr. Boombastic, a.k.a. Benny, a.k.a. the Board Game Baron, a.k.a. Ben Anna, a.k.a. the Count of Monte Fisto, a.k.a. Benito, a.k.a. El Beno, a.k.a. the Southern Dandy, a.k.a. the Delco Dilt. Nothing. One or whatever.
I'm gonna say wrecking.
Yeah, you wrecked
that
those
was
titles.
I don't know if that's good or not. Is that good? Is that not? Just said we're.
Let's go with yes.
Okay. Which is your favorite?
Too many to choose from.
There were some good ones.
Yeah, it was
wonderful ones. So we're without Chris, but we're going to get through it by working as a team. So what we're going to focus on today is, does teamwork really make the dream work? What are your thoughts on that, guys?
Absolutely. I think it's like, I was just listening something about a band that lasted for 20, 30 years. Just if you look at any like on the individual level, drummer or the guitarist or singer, they might not be that great, but that band as a whole is what is, the entertainment is what the great thing is. Like somebody can go solo and they suck, but in that band they're amazing. I think with other things it works the same way, where if everybody comes together, it's better than the sum of its parts.
I mean, I say it's corporate American shenanigans.
Everyone work together.
People just say it to be all like,
teamwork is corporate American shenanigans?
Yeah.
Well,
how is teamwork shenanigans?
Kinda, yeah.
Okay.
Also, that would
it's
be
the sort of thing you'd see in like in a
believe.
Slack meeting where people are like, teamwork makes the dream work.
It's like in high school when you know how to work as a group. Job in the groups.
Like
were you didn't like that because you had to do the work, or you were the one because
you
just let everybody
I don't
else
like
do
talking to people.
Yeah, but how many things work from a solo person's perspective? Like nothing, really. You need some type of cooperation with individuals throughout the course of any type of project, whether it be corporate or just like your group homework assignment.
People cannot run a whole company.
Right.
They cannot make the dream work.
Yeah, like Steve Jobs and Elon Musk aren't the ones doing the things, but they are keeping the teams together to do those things.
As much as they want you to think they were.
So yes, teamwork does make the dream work.
What doesn't by that idea, can't teamwork also hurt the dream?
Lack of teamwork definitely does. If you're
but what if the team works together to break the dream?
That's happened before.
You're the only one not on the
entire team is
the right track.
Very bad team. You're just trying to lose,
or are you the outlier, and that makes you the bad team because they all work together?
Depends on what is the dream that you are working to get.
So yeah, if you're managing a team and your team fails, is it the failure of the manager or is it the failure of the team members?
Interesting point. Some people would say it's always the manager's fault. I believe managers usually will say it is the team members' fault because managers usually don't believe they can do anything wrong.
Well, that too. But I would say it's the manager's fault as well because they need to promote synergy.
Or is it the fact that you're not having defined goals to work for it?
Oh yeah, not defining goals and not promoting. Sometimes they don't promote teamwork, which is ridiculous, but they kind of pit each team member against one another when really they should all work together.
The dream work. To help each other out.
Yeah, you gotta come together. Can't just be all one man on an island. It's like just everybody's on their own island, just struggling the same way.
Like a topic transition.
You say the noble.
It's like the barter system where if you start like making corn or something, then your neighbor makes wheat. You guys can trade. Now
I
you
don't
can
know.
make cakes or
I'm
something.
just saying, so far this is
Yeah.
a example of the team needing a leader, and King Chris would really pull it all together and keep this train on tracks. Right now, this train is not it stopped in the station, and then just like the conductor got out.
Well, you should have elected a new
We're gonna
leader, I
get-
guess.
We're gonna get to the train later, but a noble spirit in begins the smallest man.
That is Simpsons quote.
It is.
Originally, yeah.
Originally, is it somebody else's quote too?
I mean, embiggens is now a real word, so yeah.
Now, begins is a real word, but it comes from The Simpsons. It's a Jebediah Springfield quote.
But I don't
But-
see why it's not a quote for life now.
It just comes from
Keep moving forward.
Jebediah Springfield. Yeah, we're going. That's what I was going to say. Now, we're going to segue. So, speaking of quotable materials and things that Chris wants done, we're going to read the Bible, also a Simpsons reference there, Luke 20, 21 to 25. I did go to Catholic school and should know how to read the Bible. And they asked him, saying, Master, we know that thou sayest and teachest rightly, neither acceptest thou the person of any, but teachest the way of God truly. Is it lawful for us to give tribute unto Caesar? For no, I should. He perceived their craftiness, and said unto them, Why tempt ye me, penny, whose image? And they answered and said, Caesar's. And he said unto them, Render therefore unto Caesar the things which be Caesar's, and unto God the things which be God's. So pay your taxes. Other people.
Yeah,
Well,
but that's only if the taxes
that's
go
not
to, like,
entirely true, though. So, like, I would say good amount of taxes do. They do help people. There are social networks and safety nets set up to help other people. And then there's some of that tax dollars gets
Yes.
it gets mismanaged.
Yes.
It goes into the wrong pocket.
Yes.
Doesn't really help
But
society.
you can't track all the money if you don't pay at all. The people that need the help don't get the help. Then
Well, yeah.
yeah,
I think
the money should be better managed. And yes, there is government overspending, and that's politicians. That's not the government. That is a separate issue. Which very much.
politicians are the government.
No, the government is made
yeah,
up
what
of
is the
people.
government other than people?
Is people. Politicians are
Yeah.
not people. No,
Politicians
are the
aren't
ones that
people?
elect.
This sounds like
They're
more
the
and more
elected-
examples of how teamwork is not making the dream work.
The politicians are the ones that need to get elected and tell people, I'll do this. But it's just, they want to tell you
But
whatever
they're
to get
also the ones
elected.
who are scheming off the top.
They're not the ones doing the
Yeah,
real
so
work.
it doesn't seem like this dream is coming together.
So whose fault is that? Is it the people's fault or is it the politicians' fault?
So it
It's
would
the
be
manager's
both.
fault.
The people elect the politicians, but the politicians aren't the ones actually doing the work. They're the ones trying to get people to vote for them. That becomes a problem when you're just
Yeah,
concerned.
because the people do the work, and then there's other people that actually do the tail end of where your tax dollars are going. And
Right.
right in the middle, the catcher's mitt, is the politician.
They got to touch everything.
Grabbing the money, putting something here, throwing something there.
Telling you what you want to hear to benefit them. Yes.
Catcher catches the ball, puts it in his pocket.
Yeah, every now and then.
Actually, the umpire puts it in his pocket. The umpire has pockets full of baseballs.
Apparently, that's a walk.
What?
If the ball ends up in the umpire's pocket.
Oh,
Because
didn't
it's
that
a walk,
happen a few
the
years
batter
ago?
gets to go to first base. Yeah, like
What?
it's
If the
a
pitcher
weird
throws it?
baseball rule. If the
Alright.
pitcher throws it to the plate and it like falls into the umpire's pocket, apparently it's a walk. Like I don't
Wow.
understand. I mean, baseball rules are weird, but
Know of that. I mean, that somehow, I believe it, but that would be weirder than the infield fly rule. So
It's a weird rule. There's
No.
lots of weird baseball rules.
there's lots of weird baseball rules. Nobody cares about the infield.
Also, a ton of
fly rule.
them. Too many.
Yes, but all games have to have,
Star
just
White.
like life, have to have star wipe. Are you trying to say you want to segue?
You gotta find smooth transitions. We gotta take
No.
one topic and lead it to the next.
Go in this. Without Chris, we're a lot more freestyle, and as we established, we're going off the rails. and we're just going. We're just going.
This
I'm sorry
train's
for the
never going to
people,
reach the station.
that listen and watch for Chris. We'll so we should take a moment to like and subscribe to the channel and the podcast, and leave us a 5-star review. Rely on the algorithm getting suggested and pushed versus the cashier at Target.
Well, yeah, I
I
mean,
never understood that. Well, like customer service things, if it's like a 10-star or 10 out of 10 rating, it's great. But if it's a 9 out of 10 rating, it's bad.
It's bad.
Anything below 10 is bad.
Literally, it's like life,
Yeah.
man. Everything's 50-50. It's one or the other.
It's not
You know what?
50-50.
Then their rating system should be between good or bad. It should be a thumbs up or thumbs down. It should not be 10 decimal or 10 places that you can pick. If if 9 of them are bad and 1 of them is good, just put
perfect
good.
or
It's either
awful.
thumbs up or thumbs down.
That's like fire
When
them
you
or
when you get those surveys from things such as like mechanic shops or car dealerships, you should do them because they do have a direct compensation on to the person that helped you.
Yeah, they can get like $1.
No, they
Or
get
get
like
fired.
real money.
Real money.
Yeah, like it like goes into their monthly paycheck as like real money. It's like that is it's bad. It doesn't make sense why that's how the system's working, but so yeah. Just I mean, unless it was a real bad experience, just give them a 10. If not for the sake of the one person you talk to.
I mean, I typically give good reviews because I know that most of the time when people want to give reviews, it's because they had a terrible experience. So I just try to be reserved and wait until I get a great experience and leave a review then. Because the bad ones, unfortunately, you remember more than the good ones.
I don't plan
like
to buy a
going
car
to
anytime
Dead
soon.
End Donuts in Ocean City, New Jersey, where they have the option to order online, but they don't start making your order until you walk into the store and say you're there to pick it up.
At that point, you might as well just not order online.
Exactly.
Same thing if you call.
I don't know that part. I'm just reciting a bad Google review that I know I left for Dead End Donuts.
Yeah,
Dead End Bakery or whatever it's called.
How were the donuts though?
On that note,
bagels. I mean, the bagel sandwiches are good. On that note,
Alex, do you want to be Ralph now?
I don't know. I don't know if I'm unprepared or I just have been dealing with the frustration of this matter for like a week and I'm over it. But Star Wars Outlaws. Well, I mean, once it's not relevant anymore. But Star Wars Outlaws dropped on the 31st. It's the new open world Ubisoft Star Wars game, and it's not good.
Because it's Underworld with Star Wars skin.
Yeah, I'd say why is it not good?
It's Red Dead Redemption in space.
Red Dead Redemption. Oh my god!
But the reason I stopped playing it was because it has auto saves. No, like Grand Theft Auto at least has like do whatever you want and it's fun. This was just like you have certain missions to do, but it has auto saves, and unless you're like in a city, you can't save outside of an auto save. And so I was out in the wasteland doing missions that were all near each other. And then I died on like the 4th mission. And then it took me back to an autosave that was over 40 minutes old. And at that point I'm like, I'm not doing that again. I'm not playing this game that if this happens now, that this will happen again later. It's like, so I stopped.
Do you have
Luckily you'd have to go back to like the main town to save. Because like wherever you're in the wasteland, it's unsafe, and you can't save where it's unsafe.
Is it an EA
So it's like a PlayStation 1 game where you have to like go to certain spots to save it.
Yeah, it was frustrating, and that's when I gave up. But I also gave up like probably before it officially came out, because if you got Ubisoft Plus, they're $20 a month subscription service. You can play the games early and download them, and so at least I got to play the game for $20 and not for $70.
You know what my gripe with those games are? I'm hopping on your wreck this week.
Which games? The subscription games or
no? Well, subscription games, that's one thing. Yeah, I don't like that either. But just the price of games that you don't get a physical copy of are ridiculous. So if I'm paying $70, $80 for a game that's a download copy, I don't have a physical copy of it. That just that doesn't sit well with me. And then they have the special editions.
Did you say what about
where
you don't have
you get like special DLC or something like that, And I think this game has, because I was looking at it, there's two different
Golden and
ones.
Ultimate.
Yeah, and it's like $100 for one and $120 for the other one.
Yeah.
But all you get is a
you get
different
better.
mission. You get like a special mission. That's it.
You get an outfit, and the best thing about the outfit that you get is it has no stat effects in game. So the first chance you get of new clothes that change your stats, you don't wear it anymore. So you pay extra money for this, like, oh, I got this game day one, and then you wear it for like the first few hours, and you're like, that was wasted.
And you're spending like $50 extra or something like that. Something ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
Well,
it's
for nothing.
Was it $70, $100, and $120?
Yeah, and the $120 has a mission to it.
Does it have
a special Jabba the Hutt mission?
Sort of Jabba, yeah. But apparently it wasn't only for that, because I guess if you put that behind a paywall, like that's kind of like weird. So they released that later in the future, but you get it first. So it's like, why pay the extra money?
So you don't even get it at release?
You get it at release, but everybody else can get it in the future.
But like, it's not a thing you can do once you start. Like, you have to get through the game to get to it. So it's like, why? The real thing
you still have to beat
these different versions. Dude, like
Ubisoft Plus though, the
Ubisoft
subscription service gives you the Ultimate Edition. So like all the special stuff for $120 you get for your $20 a month. And if you're not beating a game in a month,
$129.99. That is the ultimate.
It's not worth it.
Comes with the base game. Does at least come with a season pass. Oh, and they go art book.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That is one thing I hate on Kickstarters. It's like, oh, you get all the digital art, and then you can get the soundtrack, and it's like, I'm not going to get a soundtrack for a Kickstarter game that I don't know is like.
It's become $70.
That's another thing I'm having a problem with.
Yeah.
Because they ditched the physical media and then raised the price of the game. How does that work?
Well, I mean, it's great for the companies because they get all of the profits now. Like, before, part of it went to the store and the company that made the game. Now it's just like, oh, you buy it through Sony for the same price. Sony gets it all. It doesn't go to
can't even trade it back into GameStop for like $10.
Well, that's why Nintendo games never get marked down. It's because like Nintendo, Universal with PlayStation and Xbox games, they're become a Game of the Everything's a Game of the Year edition, and it has all the DLCs. But Nintendo, you don't get that with. It's always $60. So is that what way everything is going? Are we going to be permanently no discounts? Or
I hear that's why they're straying away from certain games for the PC games. They release them on console because there's a bigger chance of people buying them, but like console game or PC games, people buy them when they're lesser or like on sale or on clearance or whatever.
That's Steam. I know lots of people buy things on Steam, never play them, but it's like, oh, this is on sale, so I'm going to buy it. Play it.
Yeah, I bought the whole like Splinter Cell series on Steam because it was on sale one weekend. I still haven't played it.
Exactly. That's how Steam makes their money. I still play on console. Can you teach us something?
So this week, it was Labor Day. Labor Day was first celebrated in 1882, September 5th. Basically, it celebrates the social and economic achievements of the American worker. It was initially kind of like set aside as a day to strike. Like the labor unions were striking, and they kind of picked, the end of the summer type deal to strike and to demand better wages, demand less hours, demand kids not work in certain environments. The meaning of Labor Day kind of has gotten lost over time, but back when they were like fighting real hard for the basic labor rights, we think that people think we should have. They did that back in the past in the 1880s and beyond that, up until like even the 30s and 40s. That's where you were getting like the 40-hour work week, 5 days a week, kids not being sent into the mines and stuff like that. So
kids just want to go
labor laws and labor unions are what Labor Day is about and the achievements of those.
That they just want to work in the mines. It's one of the most popular games for the past decade.
Minecraft.
Kids want to mine.
They just want a pickaxe and they want to work in the mine.
It's in their nature. Think about that. All right. I was moving along. So let's talk about teams. And when I was on it before, I discussed how Power was one of the X-Men, who are one of the most famous teams. If I was an X-Men, I'd have the power of Bishop, because I just give energy that is given to me. I don't go to anything any excited or negative, but I respond to what is projected to me. So if you guys were X-Men, what would be your powers? Not what power is your favorite, not who your favorite X-Men is. We could discuss that as well. But what power would you have based on your personality? Go.
That one, I have no idea.
Yeah, I originally thought this question was going to be which X-Men represents us most, but no. Okay.
QB.
So I would say Beast. I'll go with Beast.
Beast, hyper intelligent, hairy, blue guy.
Now,
Or
here's the thing. I don't think his superpower is hyper intelligence, is it?
Oh,
there might be a level of it that it is.
Acrobatic.
Or is it the acrobatic strength, but then he also just has blue fur as a consequence?
Depends on what era of Beast. Other thing.
Because didn't the original one, he wasn't blue?
He was not blue. He was
just a big guy that jumps around.
But he did have
hands for feet.
Yeah.
He was. I have to look it up real fast. Well, he is.
But I think the origin on that is the blue's fur is an extended mutation. So
yeah, it didn't start out that way, but it kept going.
Originally, he was introduced as a mutant possessing ape-like superhuman physical strength and agility, oversized hands and feet, and a genius level of intelligence. So he is with normal appearance. So he super smart monkey man is how Beast started, and then they made him blue.
All right.
All the X-Men involved.
So I'm trying to think of the other X-Men, what their actual powers are, because sometimes their powers kind of aren't exactly what's going on.
What Rogue. Powers your personality is different than which character represents your personality. Because character-wise, I was somewhere between Avalanche and Pyro.
Pyro can just control fire. He doesn't actually project fire.
No, but as a person, you're not bringing a ton to the table, but you have a skill set, and it's you're also just a secondary. But if we're going what superpower or mutation is your existence, I think I'd lean more towards Morph or Darwin.
Avalanche.
I guess the ability to. I guess it would.
Adapt.
Yeah, I guess I mean, it's
Darwin. Yeah.
Darwin.
That's who I was trying to think of. Darwin.
Darwin just.
I like Darwin. I think everybody wants to be Darwin.
Well, yeah,
Darwin's probably got the best set of. So they made that movie. Well, the first run of X-Men movies are they're not good. The first one is good. X2 is good. The rest.
Selena, the same question. She said she would be Rogue because can adapt and fit into with.
That's more like Darwin.
Wouldn't that be Mystique?
Power. No, Rogue's actual power is that she takes what she's around. So she steals other people's abilities.
Okay.
That's how Rogue got the ability to fly and the strength and all, is that she
stole that from Miss Marvel, right?
She held her too long and put her in a coma. Because normally Rogue's power, what Rogue absorbs, disappears after a short amount of time. She's not permanently. She just protects men. I think Cyclops and Colossus. They're my personal favorites.
Colossus?
Yeah. Big metal dude.
You never hear anybody pick Colossus as their favorite.
I like Colossus. I like Colossus.
I like
What's your name?
Yeah, probably. It's probably what that started from. You never guess, is it their father or is it their other sibling?
The space pirate.
I forgot about that.
I forget.
So
it's just wait, your favorite mutant or favorite X-Men?
I'm including everybody in the X-Men universe as mutant. I mean, all the mutants there as X-Men. So
my favorite Apocalypse.
I guess he would. Apocalypse's power.
His
Immortality.
Okay.
well, not just that though. He can take other powers as well, to a certain extent.
Well, no,
Similar to Rogue.
I do think his power is immortality, but because he's like one of the original gods, he just has been around long enough. He's like a Vandal Savage. He learns to do more things.
He can also grow really big.
He can go right back. I think
I'd use that power all the time.
Legion has one of the coolest powers.
But isn't Legion crazy though?
Legion is schizophrenic and has multiple personality disorder and gets locked away in a mental hospital because Professor X is a very bad parent.
So it's like, why would you have these great powers if you are just not there, not with it? That would suck.
Every time a new personality is created, it has its own powers.
But to throw back, Cyclops is Scott Summers
Yes.
with his brother Alex Summers and his father Chris Summers. So the whole Summers family there is just getting all the names in.
Now we're going to play a game. And since we talk about groups and teams, we play about animals. Alex, 0 or 1?
1?
You pick on. So do you want to go first or Flizzo go first? Who goes first?
I guess Flizzo can go first.
You, an animal, can tell me what is the group called. So that's worth a point. And then if you can know why that group is called that, what's this group of animals called?
Wait, what? What do you mean with a group?
Like a group of fish is...
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And then that's a point. And if you can split past that, air, sea, that one's going to be heart.
All right.
Ones are like, okay.
Land.
We're going in order because I don't want to... Because it's going to start. So we're going to start with the air. So, crows.
Murder.
Do you know why they are called a murder?
Because of Edgar Allan Poe. I don't know.
Because that is a raven in the Raven.
Well, they look like crows and ravens.
It's a group of ravens.
A group of crows. It's called a murder because crows are scavengers and would hang around battlefields, waiting for.
Wait, does that mean vultures are also a murder? Vultures?
Look up vultures. Could be. They could be the same, but that's where they're called a murderers because they would hang around European battles. They would hang around the battlefields waiting for food. So you have a point.
How do they know they weren't ravens?
I don't think they might not
the
live
size
in
and
Europe.
The color of their feathers.
Is actual rays. I believe their head is shaped different as well. So Alex, what is a group of ravens called?
A kindness. Kindness. It's a kindness.
Unkindness.
Whatever, same difference.
No, one is nice.
Why is it called that?
Idea.
Yeah, why are they called an unkindness? No, you don't know?
I guess because they're jerks.
Yeah, you could get a point for it because that's kind of actually right. So ravens were believed to be bad parents and pushing their children out of the nest too young. So they call unkindness. They're unkind. All right, so you each have a point. Now we'll do land. Lizzo, what is a group of bears called?
Group bears. A huddle?
It's not. They are a sloth. A group of bears is a sloth.
Sloth?
Are they
a sloth?
A sloth.
Because they move really slow, I guess?
Because sloth is also used for lazy, and bears hibernate. So bears you're viewed as being lazy for sleeping. Group of sloth bears would be called a sloth of sloth bears. What is a group of pandas called?
Pandas? Checkerboard.
This is an embarrassment. Why is it called an embarrassment?
Because
they're all
pandas
silly.
are clumsy. Yeah, they cannot really do a lot on their own.
That is why pandas are called an embarrassment, is because they're clumsy in the way they move. What was ahead? I hope you're playing along out there too, if you're listening or watching, and you can leave your scores in the below. These are all correct answers. I actually did research on this. I spent too much time preparing for this. What is a group of porpoises called?
Pod?
Do you know why it's a pod?
Something to do with submarines. I don't know.
No. It's because of the way they move. They all journey and move cohesively as a pod, as one. He's in a pod.
Oh,
So they all go
all right.
together. So that's why they are called a pod. They tied it up. What is a group of sharks?
I'm gonna go with a pack.
Pack of sharks. No.
I
For
mean,
sharks is called a shiver.
A shiver.
Shiver. Why do you think a group of
Because
sharks?
pirates, you would say, shiver me timbers.
no, I'm gonna
But
go
it's
with
all
the fact that
sharks.
like it's like the reflectiveness of a group of like because they're kind of like silver and they're scaly, so it's the reflectiveness of their movements.
So a shiver?
Shiver.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like,
that's
like a shimmer, but
no.
hey, I'm going with it.
Okay, you're wrong. But it's
I don't
because your natural reaction to seeing sharks is being scared and to shiver.
No,
So I was right.
I don't
then.
think so.
Gotcha.
I did it.
I'm gonna go with no.
Yes, you can't go with no. That is the answer. Okay, so we're tied up 2-2, going to the last round. What is a group of kangaroos called? Kangaroos.
Oh, man. A troop?
Kangaroos are a mob.
Oh, mob.
Why are they called a mob?
Probably because they loot and plunder and break stuff and set buildings on fire.
Yeah, sorry.
I do not know whether or not kangaroos will light buildings on fire. I will have to ask Pete that. Lives in Australia. Because the way they defend against predators, they mob them. They all come together and mob them. All right. Now
Right.
it's tied. I do have a tiebreaker if needed. But if you get one of these, what is a group of lemurs?
Flock.
Zaboomafoo?
Did you just make a random sound?
Zaboomafoo's the show from the not the Sklar's brothers, but the other set of brothers.
No, what? All
You
right.
ever seen that show with the
No.
lemur?
Zaboomafoo, yeah.
No, I don't know what you're talking. No, but a group of lemurs is a conspiracy. Why?
Right.
Do you know why they're called a conspiracy?
Well, I'm gonna say because they're mischievous enough to no good.
I would say because they look wide-eyed and they look like they're paranoid.
Because they work together to outsmart predators. Conspiracy
That's a
is
Theme of today of teamwork making the dream
Teamwork.
work.
conspiracy, working together. All right. So a tiebreaker. I only have one tiebreaker, so whoever gets it first, just yell it out. What is a group of platypuses called?
Harry.
Hershey. No. a
Harry
group
the
of
platypus.
A group of platypi. It's called an oddity.
No.
There is no name for a group. They're solitary animals that do never travel together. So there is
But
one.
I'm right again.
Maybe that's a trick question. Because there's no name for a group of platypuses.
It could be a trick question.
It's an answer, but
Yeah,
neither one of you guessed nothing. The answer was nothing.
So if
Alright.
I wouldn't have answered, would I have gotten it right?
Said there isn't one.
No, that would be cheating.
You both tied. So
All right.
no work. You're equal. Have 24. So instead, we're gonna do Kobayashi Maru. Does everybody know what a Kobayashi Maru is?
Explain it to us.
Well, I mean,
Maru.
it's a test to get into Starfleet.
Not to get into Starfleet. It is for it be a captain. It's part of the captain's exam in Starfleet. Kobayashi Maru,
All right. Well,
as used in Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Khan, there is a ship outside of Federation space I believe it's in Klingon territory, sending a distress signal. The options are you go into Klingon space to save them, or you do not do the correct, you've just solved the correct answer. Kobayashi Maru is a problem that has no correct answer. It is an unsolvable problem. Because you can violate Federation rules and go into invade Klingon space to save these people, or you can let them trip in space forever. Answer. Person ever passed Kobayashi Maru.
Was it Captain Kirk?
It was.
Swapton.
James T.
Spock wasn't,
James.
how he's passed Kobayashi movie, though.
He
Yeah,
broke the
it's in the
rules.
remake. No, he cheated.
No, they say it in the original as well. He tells Spock when
I know,
Spock,
but it's like it's a whole scene in the
oh,
the
he effectively
remakes. What's
hacks
that?
the
Chris
machine.
Pine?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he hacks the machine, hacks it, and rolls. But what we're going to do is we're going to do a trolley game. Everybody knows of the trolley game. We have to choose which path the trolley you're going to go on. On one side of the trolley tracks, we have best friends ready to take you on an epic road trip. On that side of the tracks is in front of you in the line, the buffet line. Does the trolley go down that side? Trolley go on the side that has all the pets currently waiting on their people to come home from vacation. On that side is a society of wealthy adventurers that hunts poor people around the world.
I mean, that's pretty easy.
Yeah, that is very easy, actually.
Modifiers, but I don't think there's anything that's gonna. Which side of the
No.
tracks will you choose?
Those
Says
hunters
Craig.
are going down.
Yeah.
I was gonna say those animals.
Sorry about your horse.
I mean, it's the same side. Let's try to get one that's a little bit
Alright.
more of a challenge. We'll do
Well,
one more. And I got to do plugs.
Wrap it.
All right, wrap it up. All right. So the follow Alex on
Google Maps.
Google Maps. Don't
Link in
follow him too
description.
closely. Don't walk into them. Yeah, oh, yes, all these links
Well, I
will be
guess
at the
you
bottom.
could find
So
me if you followed me on Google Maps.
do that. That crosses a line. All right. So you should also look up Blue on Instagram at PHI. Also, my wife has an Etsy store. It is Mama of 3 Boutique. And she made a discount code wrecking at checkout. You'll get 10% off. So if you need anything at Etsy, don't know if you support stuff, there's a lot on there. Check that out. The train got off the track. The train got out of the station, and it ran over some hunters in the process. But it got where it was going.
Very late. Very late.
Some time. It takes a little bit of time to get the train going. It's like a steam train. It's an old-fashioned steam train. But everybody have a good week. We will see you again next week. Con Dios.
Deuces.
Adios.